Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving straight into a fascinating explainer that is literally rewiring how we think about pharmaceutical manufacturing. For decades, the industry has basically relied on a reactive, wait-and-see approach to quality control. You make a drug, and then, well, you test it. But the source material we're digging into today details a monumental shift, and frankly, it's just incredible to see this tech in action. We are moving from reactive observation to predictive foresight. We're talking real-time sensor streams, machine learning, and digital twins all teaming up to end the era of the failed batch. It's a literal quantum leap in quality risk management, or QRM. And I want to immediately hook you with this high-stakes quote right from our source. A single batch failure in pharmaceutical manufacturing can cost millions and delay life-saving medicine for thousands of patients. Why are we still relying on reactive sampling when we can predict the future? We are ending the era of wait and see by using real-time sensor streams to kill defects before they exist. I mean, wow, that's a staggering thought, right? It perfectly sets up the incredible cost and the sheer danger of relying on old methods when lives and millions of dollars are on the line. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the billion-dollar wait, and how we are moving past the old produce, then inspect model. For most of the 20th century, pharma quality control ran on a super simple but highly flawed logic. Produce it, then inspect it. Imagine an entire batch of tablets or an IV solution being manufactured from start to finish. You'd finish the whole shebang, put it in quarantine, and then just wait for the lab results. And the cost of that wait? It is absolutely massive. Between $2 billion and $5 billion. That's billion with a B. That's the estimated annual toll across the entire industry for non-routine quality events. Things like major recalls, warning letters, paused shipments. And actually, roughly half of that cost doesn't even come from recalling the physical product. It comes from the business just grinding to a halt. Idle lines, panic leadership. Because finding a defect after production is quite literally the most expensive possible time to find it. So we're finally moving away from that old standard of quality by design, which relies heavily on probabilistic sampling, assuming a tiny little sample perfectly represents a massive batch. Instead, we're shifting to the 2026 standard, quality by prediction. We are moving way past assuming, right into continuous, real-time assurance. Instead of just hoping the sample matches the batch, algorithmic reality lets us know the exact state of the entire production run, every single millisecond.
Section 2, the digital twin, the foundation for active intervention.
So you're probably wondering, how do we actually pull off this predictive assurance? Well, it requires a major technological pivot. The absolute foundation of this new era is the digital twin. Now, a digital twin isn't just some static 3D model on a screen. It's a live, continuously updated virtual replica of the physical manufacturing process. It's constantly swallowing up data to reflect the true current state of the operation. This is a game changer because it turns quality management from this forensic, backward-looking autopsy into a live, self-correcting loop. You can't fix a process you only see after it's finished, right? But with a digital twin, you're watching the whole thing unfold virtually in real time. And we can already see this happening out in the wild. Vertex Pharmaceuticals actually moved a key production process to continuous manufacturing and set up this exact technology. Instead of operators trying to piece together what happened from a giant stack of paper records days later, they've got live operational dashboards. They're watching downtime, idle time, and deviation flags update in near real time right there on the production floor. Section 3, the neural network floor, sensing at the molecular level. Now, a digital twin is honestly only as good as the data you feed it. That means the factory floor has to operate less like a clunky mechanical assembly line and more like a living, breathing nervous system. And that is powered by Process Analytical Technology, or PAT sensors. We're not just measuring BC temperature anymore, folks. We are talking about near-infrared and Raman spectroscopy probes reading chemical makeup right there in the stream. Inline analyzers tracking crystal formation, sensors monitoring the actual mechanical health of mixers just by feeling their vibration. And for biologics, live tracking of cell culture health like pH and dissolved oxygen. These sensors are feeding a continuous stream of molecular-level data every millisecond, totally replacing those outdated single endpoint checks. But here's the catch. All that amazing data is totally useless if you can't process it fast enough. A single continuous line generates more data in an hour than legacy batch records captured in a whole month. If you try to send all of that up to a distant cloud server, the lag is going to completely kill your reaction time. That's why edge computing is so vital here. By processing our inference models directly at the physical sensors, on the edge, we catch the earliest, faintest whispers of an anomaly instantly, no cloud delays, just immediate localized processing. Which brings us to Section 4, the preemptive kill strategy, neutralizing defects before they form. This incredible combo of molecular-level sensors, edge computing, and digital twins builds to what is arguably the climax of this whole explainer, the preemptive kill strategy. We are no longer just detecting defects faster. We are actively neutralizing them before they can even form. Let's walk through it. Step 1. An edge sensor detects a super subtle drift, like a vibration signature just a few hertz off normal. Step 2. The digital twin instantly ingests that and forecasts a crash if nothing changes. Step 3. The AI doesn't just ring an alarm bell. It actually triggers a corrective action, tweaking a temperature or a feed rate. Step 4. The system steers the process right back to optimal. The defect is neutralized before it even exists. Poof, gone.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. Look at this Kerber-Passex digital twin in action. Right in the middle of a fermentation run, a deviation in seeding density popped up. Immediately, the digital twin forecasted the probability of a failed batch and suggested a specific, live corrective adjustment right mid-batch. It turned a passive warning into an actionable fix while the product was still running and totally saved the operation.
Section 5. Achieving zero-defect reality, the future of algorithmic precision. When you scale up that kind of active, preemptive intervention, you hit the ultimate payoff of predictive analytics. Zero-scrap manufacturing becomes an absolute reality. In one documented continuous tableting run that lasted 28 straight hours, inline monitoring confirmed that 100% of the tablets produced met spec. Every single one. We're not playing the lottery with statistical probability anymore, or just crossing our fingers that a sample represents the whole. We are guaranteeing quality for every single unit because we measured every single unit as it was being made. So the crucial point I want you to take away is this. Achieving zero scrap is about so much more than just saving a corporation money. Sure, saving millions in raw materials and labor is a nice perk, but by avoiding scrap, we are drastically shrinking the carbon and water footprints that come from making and then throwing away ruined batches. We're eliminating these massive nightmare regulatory burdens. But most importantly, we're guaranteeing faster, uninterrupted access to life-saving medicines for the patients who desperately need them. This tech fundamentally protects the environment and the patient all at the exact same time. Which leaves us with a truly massive, world-changing implication to think about as we wrap this up. If we can achieve an algorithmic, zero-defect reality on just a single production line, what happens when this predictive power scales from one facility to the entire global supply chain? Seriously, imagine a world where drug shortages caused by manufacturing failures just simply cease to exist. It's not science fiction anymore, folks. It's becoming the new standard. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the quantum leap of QRM.